Hey guys, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Danielle's Weekly Book Buzz. So today, I wanted to show you some of my favorites that I don't really talk about that often, but they're actually some of the books that really got me hooked on Usborne Books and More, and that's the Usborne Illustrated books. So there's Usborne Illustrated and then the title. There's Usborne Illustrated Originals, and then there's Usborne's Illustrated Stories. The one that got me really hooked on Usborne was the story Usborne Illustrated Stories of Princes and Princesses, which has since gone out of print, but it's a beautiful, beautiful book, and it got me hooked on wanting more of these illustrated stories. So I'm going to show you a few. So this is the Usborne Illustrated Ballet stories. So most of these types of stories are for ages 8 or 10 and up. This one says 10 and up, most of them say 8 and up. And the Usborne Illustrated and then title or Usborne Illustrated stories, they usually come with a ribbon bookmark, which I love. They have a padded hardcover, and they're such a beautiful, beautiful quality book. Usually they're $19.99, and they're just a great book that can be kept and passed down from generation to generation. It's just, they're just beautifully done. So here is the thickness, and they have multiple stories about a subject, or whether it's fairy tales or, stories about China or whatever it may be. There's multiple stories in here. I got these a few years ago. My daughter is 9 now, but we've had these for a few years, and I would read one story per night to her before she went to sleep. So she could read them herself, and at that time she probably could have read most of it herself, but it was a nice story for me to read to her at night. Like I said, this one says 10 and up, but the other ones say 8 and up. And they have beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Okay, so this one has Cinderella, Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty, Don Quixote, the Nutcracker, the Firebird, Giselle, and then a few others that I cannot pronounce, as well as Romeo and Juliet. And each story is about 20 pages long. So then here it says the fairy tale Cinderella has been told for hundreds of years in the 1940s, and there was a ballet score based on a 17th century version by Charles Perrault. And so here we have the story of Cinderella. It's mostly words, but there are illustrations, like every other page, a little something. And then some of them are bigger like this. So really, really nice. And I love the books that have the padded hardcover. I think they're just classic and beautiful. So that was Swan Lake. And beautiful. So the book in total has about 250 pages. So that's ballet stories. We also have illustrated fairy tales. This one does have the ribbon bookmark, but it's tucked in. So also $19.99. This one's a little bit thicker, but this is illustrated fairy tales. For this one, the bookmark is like a mint green color right here. So beautiful illustrations. This one has Sleeping Beauty, The Emperor and the Nightingale, Beauty and the Beast, The Dragon Painter, The Frog Prince, The Elves and the Shoemaker, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, The Swan Princess, and The Emperor's New Clothes. So here's Sleeping Beauty. And look at these beautiful illustrations. So this one has a lot more pictures, fewer words per page. But most of them are more like the ballet stories. Look at these beautiful, beautiful illustrations. So, love this. Then there's the illustrated classics, Huckleberry Finn and Other Stories. Again, ribbon bookmark, padded hardcover. It's also $19.99. So just look how beautiful these illustrations are. So this says The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Kidnapped, King Solomon's something. White Fang, The Phantom of the Opera, and then it has an about the authors. So here's Huckleberry Finn, and this one has chapters. So it's the actual story. So this is chapter 9 of Huckleberry Finn. And then starts the next book, Kidnapped. And then what? Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Okay, and then I'm just going to show you 2 more of these. There's the Usborne Illustrated Adventure Stories. And really, really cool. There we have other ones. There's Greek myths, there's Shakespeare, there's Jane Austen, all different things. This one has The Count of Monte Cristo. The Count of Monte Cristo, The Prisoner of Zenda, Don Quixote, The Three Musketeers, The 39 Steps, and really cool. So this is The Count of Monte Cristo, and it has 13 chapters. Okay, and the beautiful illustrations. Okay, then the last one is the Usborne Illustrated Stories. This is stories from China. It has beautiful, beautiful artwork in it as well. And this one, the stories ones have a lot of stories in them. These other ones, the Usborne Illustrated Classics and stuff, have a few stories, but they're chapter books in them. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different stories in it. So each one's about 15, 20 pages long. And these are the ones that have just the small illustrations throughout and mostly words. Okay. Then we have the illustrated Bible stories. Okay. So this is a great gift for a communion. And it's really, this one's $19.99. It has the ribbon bookmark. It has the padded hardcover. And here's the contents. So we have the Old Testament and the New Testament. And beautifully illustrated throughout. Okay. Then the other ones I wanted to show you are the illustrated originals. So these, they came out with a lot of them within the last year. They come out and then they pull them back and then they come out with new ones. So I had a few of them that aren't in print anymore, but these I believe are all still available. So there's the Railway Children, and these ones are paperback. They are $14.99. Again, they're for ages 8 and up, but I would say probably maybe 10 and up realistically, because a lot of them are in like the old English or the vocabulary, because they're complete and unabridged. They're kind of hard to for a younger child to understand, but they're written in the original unabridged way. So this is the Railway Children. $14.99. This is the thickness of it. It's like I said, it's complete and unabridged. It has about 380 pages, and it's mostly words, but there are throughout some little illustrations, usually at the beginning of a chapter, and then you have some bigger pictures here and there, like a full page type of thing, but mostly just a little. So this is the Railway Children. And there's Heidi. So it's a really great way for you to get your kids to read the classics. So The Jungle Book, Around the World in 80 Days, Treasure Island, and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And these are all $14.99. And like I said, mostly words, but there are some pictures. This one has a 2-page spread there, but mostly just words. Another great way if you want your kids to be introduced to the classics is Usborne came out with some really great sets that are leveled. So there's a set of like 12 or 10 or 12 books in them, and they are leveled, and they have an abridged version of like the Jungle Book that's really thin and easier for a younger kid to understand, and that is the Usborne Storybooks. And if you could see back here, right over there, there's the blue, right there, blue, red, and green. They're really great, and there's a beginner, intermediate, and advanced level. So those are a really great way to introduce your kids to the classics. And then as they get a little older and more advanced in reading, you can read these to them, or they can read them for themselves. Okay, so all of these can be found on my website, which is DanielleBookBuzz.com. So that's DanielleBookBuzz.com. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for watching. Hope everybody has a great day.